I still need to recover from another lover. Would you be here for me? Never.
Hello and welcome to my channel, Amy Makes That. In today's tutorial, I'm showing you 3 easy HTV projects that you can make with your Cricut. In the beginning of this year, I made a video on the easiest adhesive vinyl projects, so I figured I need to do one on HTV vinyl now. I also created a blog post on even more HTV projects that you can make with your Cricut EasyPress too, so that will be in the link in the video description as well. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you love all of the Cricut content like today's video. I want to give a huge thank you to this video's shout out. I'm beyond grateful for all of your support and would not be here without you. If you want a shout out in one of my future videos, then check out my Patreon community in the link in the description. And as always, all of the products used in today's video will be linked in the video description. Now we can get into the tutorial. First, let's get into the essentials you need when you are heat pressing and using HTV vinyl. The first is of course a heat press. This is my Cricut EasyPress 2. The next is a paper cutter. With HTV vinyl, you do not have grid lines on the back like you do with adhesive vinyl, so it's important to have a paper cutter to cut the vinyl straight. The next is a Teflon sheet. This is a protective barrier that goes over the design, and then you will heat press on top of that to protect the vinyl. Next, you'll need the Cricut EasyPress mat. You do not want to be ironing onto a surface like your desk because then you can burn it, and that's not good. And of course, you need your HTV vinyl. When you are cutting it, you want to put the shiny side down so you can see that one side is very shiny and the other is matte. The first project is a tank top. I love how this one came out and I can't wait to show you how I made it. So I actually made this design in Canva. I personally loved this font and I couldn't part with it. So in order to do that, you would just type out the phrase with the text box. You'll add a subheading and then type whatever phrase you want on your tank top. I decided to go with Create a Life You Love. And shown before, the font that I used was BD Script. And then I just adjusted the size to make it bigger and made it bold so it wasn't too thin. I'm going to delete that, but once you have the design, put it in the middle and then you can share it and download it. Now for Canva Pro users, I can click the transparent background button, but if you don't have this button, that's okay. You can just save it as a PNG and then remove the background when you upload it into Cricut Design Space. Once it's all uploaded, we will adjust the size and click Make It. I move the design a bit and then you will click the mirror button. This is the most important step to do when you are using HTV vinyl and anything with heat transfer projects. And then the base material will be everyday iron-on. This might depend on the vinyl that you get. I always get my vinyl from 143 Vinyl. I promote it in every single video. And again, it'll show you this warning sign of make sure to mirror your design. Now I am measuring the vinyl out and I'm making 2 little cuts and then cutting it with my paper cutter. So as you can see, I've tried to cut it with my scissors and it's been so diagonal. And then I lose out on saving vinyl. So using a paper cutter is much easier. And then as shown, you will put the shiny side down so that matte side is faced up. Then place it on the mat, use the brayer tool to adhere it, and then we can insert it into the Cricut and let it cut everything. I'm flipping over the mat and removing it, and then I'm going to weed. With HTV vinyl, I've noticed that it is much easier to weed this rather than adhesive vinyl. It really feels like butter, and that's why I love heat transfer projects so much. And then we can remove the background. I wanted to pause this video and make a quick note. So a lot of people have asked me before, does it need transfer tape? And the answer is no. So as I'm removing the background, you'll see that there's this clear carrier sheet, which is what I refer to in a lot of my past videos. And that means that it is kind of a built-in transfer sheet. Where I'm putting my fingers right now, it is very sticky. So you'll put that side face down and that way it'll stick to the product that you are heat pressing. I wanted to clarify that as I was editing this. And here's the design. Now you can use a t-shirt ruler guide, which I prefer to do. I lost mine, so I need to buy a new one. If you don't have one, you can use the 3 or 4 finger rule depending on the size of your finger. I'm going to turn on my EasyPress 2, and then I'm going to take my ruler to make sure it is even on both sides. And then I'm heat pressing at 305 degrees for 15 seconds. Again, this is the standard temperature and timing for Caesar Easy Weed, and it came out perfect. I'm obsessed with this tank top, and I can't wait to wear it now that summer is coming. The next project is an eye mask. Oh my gosh, this was so beautiful, especially with the metal foil. So here I made the design in Cricut Design Space, which made it much easier, and the font was Eucalyptus Spearmint from Creative Fabrica. That will also be linked in the video description, but again, you just click the text button and type out your text. I ungrouped the design because I wanted to make the 5 a little bit closer, so I grouped it and then I welded it. And if you need some help with the tools in Cricut Design Space, I do have a video on explaining all of the tools that I will link in the card here. We'll click make it, and then I'm adjusting it on the mat and of course mirroring our design. Then we can click continue and proceed to the next step of clicking everyday iron on. Now I wanted to show you that this is the metal heat transfer vinyl that I got from 143 Vinyl. With this one, it was still the same at 305 degrees, but the pressure is going to be heavier and you will peel it cold. So that means, like before with the tank top, we peeled it right away once I heat pressed it. Now with this, I will heat press and I will let it cool off and then remove the carrier sheet. Now I added my vinyl to the mat. As you can see, the gold foil side is on the bottom because that is the shiny side, and then we will let the Cricut cut the vinyl as always. I'll flip over the mat, remove it, and as you can see, it looks perfect. I'm using the paper cutter again so I don't waste that gorgeous gold vinyl, and then I'm weeding the inside of the letters. Then I can remove the background, and your design is ready to be heat pressed. And then here's the eye mask. I got it from Amazon. So I'm placing my EasyPress mat down along with the eye mask and then the vinyl. And then I just measure it to make sure it's in the middle, vertically and horizontally. Don't mind if you have to adjust it. It's easy to remove that even though it's sticky. Then we'll take our Teflon sheet and heat press for 15 seconds with a medium pressure. Remember that for the metal foil HTV. And instead of peeling it off right away, we will wait. I waited about 5 to 7 minutes. Now we can remove it. It will feel like the vinyl is coming up, but I promise it is not. That's just the way that this vinyl is. But look at that shine. I'm obsessed with the metal HTV, and it is a perfect project for a beginner and a great gift for anyone in your life. And the last HTV project, Koozies. They're actually for my bachelorette party. Try and guess where we're going. And I made the design in Canva. So I'll show you really quick how I did it. Again, we're gonna click the text button as always and type out the text. I'm typing that out and I used the font Intro Rust. This is a pro font. And then the script is Budari's script. I adjusted the sizing and tilted the before because I thought it looked a little bit cuter like that. Then to add the sparkles, I literally just typed in sparkles in the element section and changed the color, adjusted the size, and duplicated them. And then I did the same thing for the cactus. I think this cactus was a part of the pro subscription, but again, there are other elements that are free if you do have the free version. And then I will download it as a PNG with the transparent background. So I uploaded that. I skipped that whole part because I showed that before. So here it's going to automatically separate the coloring to 2 separate mats. I explained this more in depth in my most recent video on Cricut beginner hacks to move the colors onto one mat so it's just one pass. So I will link that card here for you to watch. And then I set my base material to, of course, everyday iron on, since again, this is Caesar Easy Weed. The Texas orange vinyl is going to go on the top, and then the white is going to go on that bottom area. Use our brayer tool and send it to the Cricut to cut. So this is the Cricut mini press. Oh my gosh, it is so cute, and this is the first time I'm using it in my YouTube videos. You will press the on button and then press it again for as many times as you need for the setting. So for the medium setting, I pressed it twice. So I placed my mat down, and I didn't use a Teflon sheet for this one because I only heat pressed it for a small amount. A big suggestion though is if you are making a bulk order of Koozies, either take your handheld EasyPress Or use your commercial heat press, put like 4 koozies down, and you can heat press 4 at a time. So now I'm heat pressing my koozie, and oh my gosh, I can't wait to use them for the bachelorette party. But this is how they turned out, and this is yet another beginner HTV project that is so easy for you beginners out there. Now let's close out this video. So what did we think? I love how all of these HTV projects came out. If you decide to make one of today's projects, please tag me on my Instagram because I love seeing your recreations of my YouTube videos and tutorials. But that is it for today's video. If you liked it, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and click my subscribe button for more Cricut content. I will see you all in next week's video. Bye!
Heart